Welcome to Stage, Screen, and In Between with Helen. I'm Helen Proimos, coming to you from beautiful Shawnee Mountain ski area. And I am with the Director of Marketing, Rachel Wyckoff. Rachel, so nice for you to have me here today.
Yes, thank you for coming.
You have a beautiful day today. I see you're really packed. So tell us something about Shawnee Mountain.
Sure, I think one of the things that really sets us apart is that we're still family focused and family owned, which is our goal. Is we love seeing families from coming from New York, New Jersey, walking across that bridge, and we have something to offer everybody from little ones to 3 years old, all the way to grandparents who might want to take their family skiing for the first time.
Right. So tell us something about your ski program, because my boy is an excellent skier, and he took the ski program for many years. So tell us something about the Shawnee ski program.
Yeah, so our children's program is pretty incredible. We offer everything starting from our ski baby at 3 years old. And then we have a program that's 2 hours for our 4 to 6 year olds. Then we have a great program called our Mountain Cruisers or Young Riders for skiers or snowboarders. And it's a 3-hour program or an all-day program. And it's really a fantastic way for these kids to learn how to ski or snowboard.
Yeah. And they actually get a report card at the end of the day, right? And then if they go the second day, they can see how they've improved. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. They'll mark down if they're turning, how they're stopping, what they need to improve on, what they still need help with. And it's just a really great way to keep their progress.
So you also have snow tubing, and that's something that everybody loves. Tell us something about snow tubing.
We do. We have a great snow tubing park. It's about 400 feet long. There's 7 lanes. If you have a little one who's under 46 inches, you can tube with them in a tandem tube. You take a little conveyor belt up, and then you ride down, and it's just so much fun, and it's no stress. Just a great time to have for anybody who may not want to ski or snowboard.
So can you tell us something about the history of Shawnee Mountain ski area?
So we were created in 1975. The people who really made the trails and created everything, a lot of them are still here today. So it's a great mountain. It's really all about locals and community, and we have a really sense of pride over our employees and our staff. We appreciate our history, and it's still relevant to everybody who's here today, which I think means a lot.
Yes. And you have a special event today, Paint the Mountain Pink. You want to tell us briefly something about that?
Yeah, so we do this every year. We've done it for probably the past 10 seasons. And what it is this family who has a connection with breast cancer awareness and has had it in their family comes, and we do a big raffle, and there's some great items. And all the money goes back to local families who need money to support them while they're going through breast cancer treatment.
Yeah, that's so good. You want to shout out a website for Shawnee Mountain?
Absolutely. So ShawneeMT.com. You can get all your tickets online and find out more information there.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you.
I have a very special guest with me right now, Staci Ann, and she's one of the founders of Hope for Strength Breast Cancer Fund. And today is a special day for them. They even have a pink ribbon painted into the snow. Staci, tell me something about your fund.
So the fund actually helps patients who are going through breast cancer treatment at the Dale and Francis Hughes Cancer Center. It helps assist them with daily costs of living and things like that. So we do rental assistance, we do utilities, we also help with childcare of people who are actively going through any kind of treatment, things like that.
And so you decided to found this with your mom, right?
Yes.
Because you're a breast cancer survivor and thriver. Do you want to tell everybody how long ago was that?
Yes, 2011 I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I went through multiple surgeries, radiation, chemo, and I had a lot of support with me. I no longer live in this area, but I grew up here.
Okay.
And so I was so surrounded by so much support, and I wanted to come back home and offer the same kind of support that I received here. So we decided to start the fund.
How nice. So how many years is that then?
14. It'll be 14 years this year. Yes.
At what stage were you at that time when you were diagnosed?
I was actually stage 3 and had zero. I didn't have any kind of symptoms or anything. Really? It was found through a routine mammogram.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, does that breast cancer run in your family?
No. No one has it. Nobody has a gene, nothing. Mm-mm.
So it was just through your routine mammography, right?
That's correct.
So now they even do, I think, CAT scans, PET scans, sonograms, which helps all the more, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So what do you think of Shawnee Mountain doing this to promote helping people with breast cancer?
I think it's great. I have a real heart-found love for Shawnee Mountain. I learned to ski here. I worked here as a kid and growing up, so it's always been in my family. So when they asked if we wanted to do this is our 9th year, and it's been very, very successful.
Yeah. And you're having a raffle today, right? What are some of the prizes?
So we actually have some grand prizes, and the grand prizes include skis, helmets, things like that, goggles. We also have raffle prizes, all kind of different items that people can put tickets in for raffles, and then we also have other items that, and 100% of the proceeds actually go to benefit the patients directly.
Terrific. You can find out more
At Hope for Strength BC Fund at Instagram.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Staci. And your beautiful weather today
I know,
for
it's
this,
perfect.
too. We're going to have a little snow in a little bit, too.
Sure will. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Right now, I'm with Chrissy and Van, and they've already had a wonderful morning here at Shawnee Mountain. So, Chrissy, tell everybody what you were doing.
We were skiing all morning. The kids had a lesson. The 3 kids had a lesson, and I went up with my brother-in-law. We've been out there since 8 a.m. Well, 9 a.m.
So, Chrissy, how long have you been skiing?
Since I was about 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think of Shawnee Mountain?
I love it. I come back every year.
Yeah. And it's so good for the kids, isn't it?
It's perfect.
So, Van, tell everybody how you like it.
I like it a lot. It's a nice.
Are you a good skier? You still on the bunny hill?
I'm a pretty good skier. I went up into the mountains.
You did. You did. How many runs did you do?
I'd say like 3 or 4.
Oh, good for you. Now, you're going to go back skiing again. So you spend the whole day here then, right?
Yes, we get every minute of our money. No, it's a great deal.
But they also have good food here, wonderful burgers. They have charbroiled burgers and all kinds, so you can have snacks and all. Do you ever go snow tubing here?
We go tubing every year. We're going to see if there's an opening. Usually we do that in the afternoon once our skiing time is done.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So now you're not alone. Who else? You have a whole bunch of people with you, right? Yeah, 3 people. Who's with you?
My husband, my daughter Ava, and my brother-in-law Rick.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Helen.
I'm at Shawnee Mountain ski area, and I'm with the director of Shawnee Mountain Snow Sports School, Rich Sharrett. Rich, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Oh, thanks for being here.
Yeah, so tell everybody what your job entails.
So, my job entails providing ski and snowboard instruction and lessons for the public, from ages all the way down to 4 years old, all the way up to 78 years old on some days, which is an amazing, opportunity for us to be able to teach such a wide spectrum of people.
Yeah. So now, are you a skier yourself?
I both ski and snowboard.
So let me ask you, how young were you when you started to ski?
I started skiing when I started skiing when I was 6 years old.
Now, did you live near a mountain? Did you live near Shawnee?
I lived close to Shawnee, but most of my early skiing was done at a family home up in Vermont.
So how do you like skiing compared to snowboarding?
It's funny because I do get the question all the time. I enjoy both for different reasons. When I just want to go out and cruise and have a good time, I prefer to be on a snowboard. If I'm really going after it and I want to get some speed and make some nice turns, I jump on my skis.
I see. Now, is there a point when somebody says, gee, I really want to snowboard, but you say, you know what, you personally would be better off skiing depending on how they're doing on the slopes?
Not generally, no. It is different for each individual, and some feel like snowboarding is where they want to be because maybe for some of the younger kids, it's more cool to snowboard. But skiing is equally as cool, and I love both of them.
Yeah. So now you also have groups that come, because I know sometimes there are buses in the parking lot.
Yes, that's right. We do a lot of school groups, and they do multi-week visits. They typically come on a Wednesday, Thursday, and a Friday evening after school is done. And then we also do have some groups that come in on Sunday night as well.
Yeah. So now, how safe is it to ski when it's icy? I mean, they groom the trails here, right?
Oh, they always, every night, the trails are groomed and prepared each day for that reason.
Yeah. So you've had a very good season weather-wise, right? But if you weren't having snow, they make the snow here, right?
Yes, absolutely. We have some amazing snowmaking capabilities. It is incredible what this team does and how much snow they can put down, really providing all of our guests a great experience.
Yeah. So what are the programs that you actually have? What are the names of the programs?
So we, of course, have private lessons. We have our private lessons for both ski and snowboard. We also have group lessons that we run throughout the day, starting at 10:30 a.m. And then we also have our children's programs. Some of them are morning sessions, afternoon sessions, and all-day sessions. So we cover quite a bit, and there's a lot of opportunity to get some lessons here at the mountain.
So now, what do you think about people that might not be as inclined to ski as maybe ice skate or something like that? How do you know that somebody has the ability to ski or snowboard?
Oh, I think everybody has the ability, and that's how we teach our instructors to teach, and we give them the tools that they need to get just about anyone either skiing or snowboarding.
Yeah. So now, how do you choose your instructors?
Actually, our instructors come to us. We put out information looking for local instructors, and then we do have a J1 program, which actually we work with kids from other countries, college kids that come and spend the winter with us, and we teach them how to be ski and snowboard instructors. And it is an amazing, an amazing program that we offer, and you get to see how these kids turn into amazing skiers and just great people to work with.
How long does it take to learn how to ski?
Well, I've been skiing since I was 6. I'm 54. I'm still learning. So I don't think you ever stop learning how to ski or snowboard. There's always more information that you can absorb to become better.
Now, how important is it to stay on a trail that is up to your capabilities?
Oh, super important. Just the safety aspect is paramount. We do not recommend anyone skiing off trail, and also skiing within their ability is super important as well, just to be safe.
Yeah. Now, does the quality of the ski make a better skier?
Quality of the ski make a better skier? Not necessarily. It certainly adds to it once you get to a level. In any athletic sport, there is some advantages to a high performance ski.
Yeah. So now what about your ski boots? Because some people have trouble with the ski boots. They're a little stiff.
Yes. And typically it's not so much because they're stiff. It usually has more to do with what they actually have on their foot prior to putting that ski boot on.
Oh, like a sock?
And like a sock. And what you don't want, a little simple tip, is you do not want overlapping of material. So if you have a full sock on, you want that ski boot to be right up on that sock. You don't want another layer in between causing a ridge, because then that is when the problems start with pain and things like that, and feet getting cold.
So they also have an area here, right? That they'll what do they wax the skis?
Yep.
And they fix the skis
Yep.
if you would have a problem with it staying on, right? Because
Yes,
the boot sometimes should come off,
It
right?
should
If you
come
fall
off for
over.
safety. Yes, correct. But yes, we do have a repair shop here where you can get skis tuned up, you can get snowboards tuned up. We have all that here at the mountain.
Yeah. So now, do you spend time skiing just when you're off?
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes in between the day, when it's nice out, I get out there as much as possible.
So how many people would you say are on the trails at one time on a busy weekend?
Oh, gosh, I think our busiest weekend, just to gauge it a little bit, was a few weeks ago, and we taught probably throughout the whole day, probably 400 plus lessons, and that doesn't even come into account, general public that's here. So quite a bit, but we have, great lift available, so we move people up and down pretty fast. Mm-hmm. So it never feels overcrowded.
Right. So what are some of the first things that you would teach somebody when they're just starting to learn?
Actually, so the first thing we go over typically is the equipment and how that all works. When it comes to snowboard and skis, both of them have bindings. Both of them have edges on them, and your foot placement, and again making sure that those snowboard boots are nice and snug, as well as the ski boot, and there's comfort there. That is the first place we start, and then we start putting equipment on and actually getting on the snow to get that feel of that actually being under your foot. And it's a little difficult sometimes, but we work through that pretty quickly.
Now, what would you tell somebody that really wants to ski but they're afraid? How do they conquer the fear?
So it happens quite a bit. But it really is just slowing things down a little bit, not forcing someone to move faster than they're capable of actually doing. And you do it is part of our job to make people feel comfortable and confident before they get out there, and we leave them on their own after a lesson.
Yeah. So how far in advance do you book up? Because I know some people want to take a ski lesson, but you're booked. So how much notice do you guys need?
Holiday periods and weekends, you want to leave, plan accordingly, get out and get on the website and make sure you have that spot locked in. But we do also have availability day to day during the week. It's a little bit easier. And you can just come in sometimes and get a lesson, but the best way is to get on the website and sign up for lessons that way.
Is there any movie or TV show that ever inspired you to ski?
Yes. Warren Miller was a show, long time ago, and it was all about skiing and snowboarding, and it was funny and it was entertaining, and that was an inspiration for sure.
Yeah. What about people that want to ski in the Olympics? How intense would that be to be at that level?
Oh, that's the pinnacle. That is the best of the best in that situation. And they all those skiers that are in the Olympics now started young and stuck with it, and were dedicated to improving and just put in the time to get to that level.
Did you ever envision visiting a country where they actually ski from place to place?
Yes, I've never had the opportunity, but I hope maybe one day I can get there.
Right now, I am with Rob Hallam, who is the director of children's snow sports here at Shawnee Mountain. Tell me something about your background in skiing.
Oh, geez. I started here probably in 1995 or 96. I can't remember which one. And a good friend of mine who was the director of the children's snow sports then. And
Right.
so I taught with her for probably about 9 or 10 years and then left. But then she got me back here the year she retired. So that's...
So now, did you start skiing as a kid?
I did. My father worked at a ski area. So, we learned just like every other kid whose parents work at ski areas. And he just got us out there every weekend. Yeah.
So how did that work out when you would go to school? Would you ski after school or just weekends?
No, we were just on weekends and holidays. He was a school teacher himself, so he would only be able to work during holidays. So Christmas, we were out there skiing. Every weekend of the winter, we were out there skiing, just me and my brother.
What's the enthusiasm level of the kids that come in and they want to ski?
Well, when it's really good, it's really good. Sometimes, they're a little hesitant, and sometimes you have to coax them a little bit. Try to have fun with them. I mean, the biggest thing is to have fun with them.
Yeah.
Like, be kids yourself. Most of our instructors in children's snow sports are just big kids.
Yeah.
I'm a big kid. I like to have fun.
And what do you do about nervous parents?
We just try to let them know. It's like, hey, we've been doing this for a while. They come in with their little kids and like, well, they're only 4, they're only 5. And they're like, yep, we do this every day. Been doing it for years. And, once they can see their kids having fun,
Yeah.
then they're not that nervous anymore.
Yeah. So, but I would imagine that there are a lot of parents that bring their children because they're skiers too. It's a family thing, can't it be?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of parents have, they want their kids to snowboard because they snowboard. They want their kids to ski because they ski. And yeah, they bring them on out and they want them to love it as much as they do.
Yeah. And so what about the kids that want to go snow tubing and then skiing? How does that work out?
Well, we don't do the snow tubing part, so they just have to work it around our lessons. So we do the skiing, we do the snowboarding, we do private lessons for kids that are 3 years old. But if they want to do the snow tubing, then they just have to, work it around our lessons.
Yeah.
That's all.
And the lessons are what, 45 minutes?
Actually, we have lessons that are anywhere from 1 hour to 3 hours, or actually 6 hours. We have some kids that ski all day.
Yeah.
It's just really up to them.
So what do you think about Shawnee Mountain with their kids program compared to some of the other mountains? Don't you think that you really excel in that area?
Wow, I shouldn't be answering that question. You need to be asking the other mountains. I don't want to make it sound like we're that good. But historically speaking, yeah, my boss, she was great when she was here, and she really developed this program into what it is today. Uh-huh. And I think we are the only ones that do have a lesson that even goes all day. Most other places that I've looked at, not been there, usually only go for 90 minutes. In their children's program. So yeah, I think our program is a little bit above. But again, that's just me.
Let me ask you, how do you teach someone to get on and off a lift?
It depends on what your and what you're on. A snowboard or skis is a little different. But basically, they just have to stand still and wait for the lift to come up behind them, and then they just sit down on it. A lot of people sometimes think they need to jump on. It's like, nope, if they're too small, someone will help them on. But really, you just have to sit down. It's like riding a ride at Disneyland or something.
Yeah. Do you think there's a difference in skiing and snowboarding? Is one harder than the other? Because I've heard some people say, oh, snowboarding is so much harder than skiing. What do you think?
Well, it's not that it's harder, technically speaking. They're both very similar in how things work. The tough thing about a snowboard is both feet are attached at the same time. And you only have two edges. So if you make a mistake, you fall a lot. Learning to snowboard, you definitely fall a lot. When I learned to snowboard, like 1996, I fell a lot. When you're learning to ski, especially for kids, it's a lot easier for them to stand up because they already know how to walk. So putting on skis and sliding is really easy. But and they're moving their feet independently, so that's usually easier than snowboarding.
Is there a terrain park here?
I believe there is. Now, I haven't been up there because normally we do most of our lessons are beginner lessons. Okay. We have little kids. We have our special area for the little kids. So I don't get up to the terrain park much, especially with our kids.
Yeah. Terrific. Well, thank you so much. And you have a nice crowd here today. So make sure the kids enjoy it. I'm sure they will.
Oh, yeah. It's all about having fun.
That's what it's about, having fun.
Absolutely.
And I think you can have more fun when you really know what you're doing.
That's for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that.
Thank you.
No, thank you.